Welcome, beautiful family, to yet another episode of Yolking Around, the podcast where we bring you news, pop culture, and personal reflections. My name is Derek Mayo, and I am thrilled to be back again with you guys. It's been a while. It's been a fucking while since we've recorded. I decided to record today. I'm doing this on Memorial Day, and just want to touch base with everybody on what's been happening. I recently went to Vegas, went to a big festival that happens over there called EDC. It was my first time going to EDC Las Vegas, and it wasn't my first EDC, but it was my first EDC Las Vegas. And I thank God I planned everything accordingly because I really didn't know how everything was going to turn out logistically speaking. I was prepared, and that's very key when going to these festivals. But you're still nervous about what could happen, what the situation could be over there. And I had issues with transportation, not issues, but I still hadn't planned the transportation factor because I didn't know if somebody was gonna be able to give us a ride over there. A friend of ours was trying to connect rides or whatever because it's a mess getting out of EDC. I got there, and apparently in Las Vegas, hack. Let me tell you guys this. Was a hack that I found out in the airport. So once you get to Las Vegas, and I didn't know this, and if I didn't know this, there's probably somebody else out there that doesn't know this, but uh, apparently you get to the airport, right? And then if you're looking to rent a car, all you have to do is go to like the left side. Well, I guess it depends where you're facing, but you go outside, and then there's a shuttle. There's this big bus that takes you to this building that is filled with car rental places, right? So different companies, Enterprise, you got Hertz, you got. I went with one called Dollar. Worked great, wasn't tedious. They do hold a like a $200 deposit, so you have to be ready to spend that kind of money because the rental, it wasn't super bad. It ended up being like close to $500 for the rental, plus the $200 deposit. But they do return that once you've returned the car. Like a few days later, they'll do an automatic transaction. But anyways, the hack is amazing because you get to the airport, you take this shuttle, and it takes you to this building, and you can easily get a car. You go down to the garage, they tell you pick a car. At least in the one that I went to, I something funny happened. I was rolling out, and as I was rolling out, they told me that I couldn't take the car that I was taking because something was faulty with it. So they had me go back, return, and then I picked out another car that ended up being a little better and newer. So that was kind of cool. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than if you're feeling like driving. A lot of people are not going to be sober in Vegas, so it is hard to commit to driving. But it is a hack. I mean, it is a hack having transportation on EDC. If you're going to EDC, of course, it was definitely a hack. People drive like crazy over there. Like everywhere, honestly. Traffic, it wasn't super bad. I didn't roam around. What was cool about this trip is that I didn't roam around as much in center Las Vegas. I got to roam around on the outside, and I couldn't have done that without like having access to a car, having access to a rental, and I don't know. It just created a different Vegas experience when it came to EDC and going to the festival and setting that up. So the transportation factor worked out really great, honestly, and I was thankful for that. Day one, I'll just give you guys a rundown of what happened. Day one, I had to pick up my friend from the airport, so I picked him up. His name is Victor. Shout out to Victor. I picked him up. We got ready. We went over to the venue, and this is the number one mistake here that I made, and this is something else that if you're gonna go to a festival, I feel like it has to happen at least once to you so that you're able to understand, but learn from my mistakes, right? Learn from my mistakes. What we did is we were so excited the first day that once we arrived to the parking lot, we did not pay attention of where we parked the car. If I'm being honest, we did not pay attention. We were excited. We went in because I was under the impression that whenever they pull you out, they would pull you out through the same sort of area that they're letting you in. That was my naiveness, right? Because there's different exits, different areas, and we didn't pay attention. We go. The first day is amazing. I got to link up with a friend of mine, dear friend Sergio. I sent a big hug to him and his future wife, Diana. Super happy to reconcile with him and say hi. Um, and then we celebrated. Everything was great. And once we left, they were saying everybody had wristbands, right? And apparently, based on your wristband, you were getting uh, taken out through a certain area. So we had a certain color. They took us out through the purple area, and we searched the car. I'm talking about this is 4 5 a.m. in the morning, maybe like 6. Very early. We're trying to look for the car just like everybody else, and obviously it's thousands of people. I mean, I think it was like a 500,000 attendance this year or something like that. Some or it usually is around there. And I mean, people just fucked up looking for their car where they left it. You know, we were the only ones that made the mistake, and everybody's like using their fob so that they can like hear the beeping of their car, and we're just walking in this immense. I'm talking about big ass parking space, and we are not able to find the fucking car. Right, we're not able to find it, and at this point, you know, we start seeing the sun come out and everything, and it starts to get a little hotter, and we're just walking on this immense parking space trying to find the fucking car, and we're not finding it, and then it's an hour, and then an hour and a half, and then all of a sudden we find this guy uh that's poor guy. He was left behind by his friends, and this happens a lot in EDC actually, which is why this is very important. The culture. I'll get into that here in a little bit, but we found this guy. His name is Gio. He's from Peru. Really, really sweet guy, and he was just he lost his phone, which is very typical in EDC, for that kind of shit to happen. They found, uh, making a parenthesis here, but they found a whole bunch of pickpocketers that would take the phones and then would take backpacks filled with his fucking phones, and then they would. Thankfully, they got caught. At least some of them got caught by security and the police that was at the venue. But yeah, these people are just out there just fucking taking people's phones just because, man. And man, it's just so fucked up, man. So anyways, we found this guy. He lost his phone. He had one of those uh retractable kind of like phone things that you a lot of people use at festivals. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Apparently it fell off. So I don't know, but we found him and we were like, well, we don't know where we're parked, but you can roll with us if you'd like, uh, and we can take you to your hotel once we find our car, if we fucking find our car. At this point, it's we're walking all over this section, east to west, north to south, and we are not able to find it. So then, um, what these people some like I said, everybody loses their car, or like I said, a lot of people lose their car or they misplaced it. So there was this group of ravers that were riding in this like a golf cart. I would say it's like a golf cart, but it is for the people that are working in the venue, right? So that they can use transportation to get to one to another place, because the place is huge. And they're like, "Hey, do you guys want to use this to look for your car?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude, we're fucking tired. Let's do it." So everybody gets on. Gio gets in the back. He's like almost passing out. Everybody's super fucking tired at this point. Super fucking tired. And I'm just driving this little go kart in the fucking dirt roads, trying to find our car, and there's no luck. Then I'm like, fuck it. There's has to be another way to get to the other side, because for some reason the way they divided the venue, it made it seem as if you couldn't go to the other side because it's a racetrack, right? So it is the venue itself is like a big ellipse, So we were like on this half, and we were trying to get to the other half of the venue, but we couldn't because there was like, it was fenced off almost. So we got on this cart, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I think our car is over there, and I'm gonna get out of the fucking venue and go all the way around and find a way to get to the other side because this is bullshit. And somehow I start going into weird areas. I'm just roaming around like I own the place. I think that's the attitude you have to have at that point. I'm like, I'm fucking finding my car. I was ready to race somebody if they were trying to take my card away. Like, there was this guy that wanted to ride, and I'm like, sorry, fool, like, we're full. And yeah, it's just crazy, the nature of things after EDC, and when everybody's kind of like trying to stay awake and shit. But um, we roam around, and then we finally find our way to the fucking section. Apparently, we had parked in the brown section, and for some reason they put us all the way in purple. I do believe it's weird, the setup that they have. Apparently, I think it's like at certain hours they fill out a parking space, and then for this is for public parking, which is not as bad as you may think. A lot of people are just impatient. It's not as bad as you may think. It's just, you just gotta know where you fucking park, right? So apparently there's this brown section, and the flags, no wonder we didn't see them. They were shit color. You could barely see them. It was like washed out brown. And you once you realize that there's flags somewhere, you start seeing the colors, and they're vibrant, right? And this flag was like fucking dark brown, plus we arrived kind of late. And anyways, we finally find the fucking car, and this lady is like telling us, oh my god, what how did you guys get the car? And I'm like, somebody just gave it to us. I'm done with it, you can take it. I'm sorry, but there was no other way. And we get in the car now, and I looked in my fanny pack, one of my fanny packs, because they're important, to grab my phone, and I realized that my phone fell when I was riding the go kart. So now it's almost like 9 in the morning. So we've been looking for our car for quite a while. It's almost 9 in the morning. We're fucking tired. And I just found my car, and I just lost my phone. And oh my god, dude. It was so, this phone that I'm actually recording with, it was so deflating. So deflating. And my friend Victor, God bless him, he uh he started calling my phone. He's like, no way, somebody had found it, right? Somebody had to pick it up or something. And thank god somebody did fucking answer. I was just defeated. I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna get my phone back. There's just no fucking way. And this group of girls, shout out to them. I don't even remember their name. It's so sad, but I don't even remember their name. I was so tired. um this group of girls picked up, and they were like, "Hey, we got your phone." Uh, they were so funny. I realized that they left a video about me leaving my phone, and they found it, so it's on my Instagram, and it's super funny because they were super sweet, and it's all about that culture of plur, right? Peace, love, unity, and respect. And it's just like a mantra that everybody comes in with, or should come in with. There's a lot of new people that don't know about it, and it's kind of like the cool thing about raves or just the electronic dance music. A lot of people think it's very crazy, but they actually have a mantra, which is, or a motto, if you will, which is peace, love, unity, and respect. And that's the type of energy, the type of vibes that you find a lot of the times in these places. But there's a lot of people that are new to the scene, and they're not being taught that that's the energy that everybody's bringing in, because a lot of people are fucked up on drugs. So respect and peace is what everybody needs, right? Which is usually what you find. But anyways, these girls found my phone, and yeah, I feel so bad that I can't remember their name, but they were so super sweet. They were trolling me, that they were saying, "Oh, it'll be $500 if you want to get your phone back." Obviously they were kidding, and I was just like, I'll meet you wherever you are. I'll drive there. I just so that I can get my phone. They ended up giving me the address of the place that they were staying at. I went to the lobby, and then they came in and they had my phone, and I was just like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." And they thought it was super funny that for some reason my phone was left unopened, like unlocked. And yeah, I mean, I must have fallen off when I was like trying to text somebody. I almost crashed. I fucking almost crashed. I swear to God. I was driving that little go-kart, and I was so tired that at some point I almost fucking passed out and almost crashed into a Tesla, like head on. It would have at least left a dent. And I realized last minute and I was able to pull away. But yeah, I was so tired. And I thank them. I still do, and they saved me, $1,000 spent on a fucking phone. And then I went back to my car or the vehicle that we rented, and we ended up taking Geo. And he was very happy, sad because he had lost, or he got his phone stolen. I don't know. So he's back, and Victor and I went to White Castle. We bought like almost, I want to say 20 or 30 of the sliders, the little sliders, and we just ate them. We just fucking ate them. We just needed something in our system. And we got back to the hotel, and I d- we fucking fell asleep. I fell asleep literally with the slider right next to my fucking face. I was so tired. We literally got to the hotel, opened the door, laid in the bed, and it was lights out. Oh my god! And then my friend Victor, this is day two now, right? Technically, it's kind of weird because it ends very early. So now day two basically starts by us getting woken up by an alarm that my friend had set up, or he just felt that, no, he said that he woke up only because he felt like it was late. And this dude gets up, and it's 6:40 EDC. Everything starts around 7. This is Saturday, so we're like, fuck, we're kind of late. And we start getting ready and shit. And unfortunately, we got there kind of like, we got there technically around 9, I would say. So we had missed out a couple of the shows. And we still hadn't figured out the location and the maps, because that's another thing that you have to learn. And they make it very interactive with the maps, and it helps you out a lot, actually, if you really pay attention to it, and you figure out how to use it on your phone. It's actually very useful. Insomniac did really well in that sense, providing guidance, because you could get lost easily there. But yeah, so we got to the venue. We got there a little late, and we went, crazy ass story. This is something that always happens, or at least you're bound to see it in big venues where people are overheating, because it was pretty hot. It wasn't terrible, but it was decent. And the second night, I'm waiting in line, waiting to purchase a fan, because I had lost mine before. I'm looking in the front, and then somebody just collapses. Somebody that is online waiting for to buy something at the merchandise facility collapses right in front of me, and everybody starts freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, I saw this guy fall, and this guy fell straight on. Like, he didn't put his hands. He This guy collapsed." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And the first thing I told his friends, like, roll him over, check his pulse. And they wouldn't pay attention. I'm like, check his pulse. And so they checked his pulse. He's like, okay, he's breathing. He's breathing. Okay, good. Do you guys have something like wet? Something, yeah, something wet, like a towel, bandana, something. Yeah, so put it on the back of his neck. And then he kind of like gains conscious. And I was like, yeah, he needs to be hydrated. He's fucking overheating. He's collapsing. And people are just sometimes not prepared. It's kind of crazy. A lot of people had to bring Narcan, which is something to prevent people from, like, it cuts off the overdose, I guess, is how I could best describe it. I'm no expert, but yeah, a lot of people bring Narcan because there's a potential there's potentials for lacing drugs, people not testing their drugs before they're gonna take them in, or um people overdosing, right? So Narcan somehow cuts that shit off, and a lot of people go prepared. And then there's actually something cool is that there's facilities specialized for that in case somebody's overdosing, or they give you sort of a lesson. Also, you can go in and they give you educational information, I guess, for how to deal with somebody that's like suffering from an overdose, something that tends to happen a lot, sadly. And so yeah, it, he collapsed. I helped him out, and he was fine after that. But yeah, you have to kind of be ready for that when you go to these venues. They're very fun, but the fun can be taken away, or I guess a touch of reality, because that we go to these places to disconnect, right? To disconnect and to connect to something different for a couple days, 3 days. And people decide to do that, however. And but it just brings you back to, hey, lives matter. There's crazy stories that on TikTok that I've seen of people helping other fellas that at EDC with like overdoses and shit, which it's nothing. It's no fun. And be careful, take care of yourself. If you're gonna be doing that, hydrate. There's people that don't hydrate at all. That's something that's very, very necessary, especially when you're out there in Las Vegas. Heat, desert heat, type of heat that I can handle. But it's you have to stay hydrated. There's just no other way. um yeah, minimal clothing definitely welcome because of that shit. Yeah, it's just it's very hot. So and then the next day, in early in the day, the same thing happened to somebody started bleeding, and I had to like help him out as well. I don't know why. I just happened to be at these places when this is happening, and the girl seemed very scared because he started bleeding. I'm like, no, he's just overheating. Like, he needs to like cool off. Especially that day, because I believe this was Sunday, and Sunday was really hot. So yeah, so this was the third day, and by the third day, you're very much accustomed to what's going on, right? So you know how to park, you know where to park, you know how to time everything. It's not bad. You can learn it. So for instance, if I was to go to EDC again next year, I definitely like learned a bunch, a bunch, so that it would be more pleasant, right? The only thing that sucked is that I did have to drive um every other night, every night actually, if I'm being honest. And it sucks. Sometimes you just want to rest on your way there, but it is what it is. It was part of the experience, and it was fun. And would I do it again? Yes, I would do it again. But people do get tired. You do have to have some sort of I guess physicalness to it. There's some physicalness to the whole festival thing, because people get tired, and it's a lot of walking, a lot of steps, a lot of stairs, a lot of bending over, getting up. It's a lot. So it's crazy how people can last. It's crazy how some girls have these big space boots and they look amazing, but I'm like, how do you fucking walk on those all day? It's insane what girls will endure. But yeah, I welcome comfy shoes. Whoever you are, just wear comfy shoes, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of walking. It's a lot of jumping, a lot of dancing, and yeah, a lot of drugs too, I guess. But it's insane. Let me tell you guys a story that also happened. And this happened since I got there. I don't know, call me crazy, I guess. But so ever since I got to the airport, I kept seeing the number 4. And in my head, I'm always like thinking bullshit, and my imagination's always like going pretty crazy. And I start seeing number 4 everywhere, right? 444. And I'm like, in my head, I thought for a second, I'm like, how cool would it be to have a tattoo that's 4 4s, right? I don't know. Four, it's kind of a pleasing number. It, at least, to me, and it's satisfying. I like even numbers. So yeah, I don't know. 4 kind of sounds like a cool number to me. So, anyways, I see it here and there in the airport, blah blah blah. I'm kind of like creating a story, and then at some point at the festival, somebody did a candy exchange, right? So the whole plur thing, where they grab one of these guys. Let me show you guys. They grab one of these guys. This one says drugs. Okay. They grab one of these guys and then they do the exchange, right? This one's kind of tight, but they do the peace, love, unity, respect, etc. And then you exchange candy as a sign of like I don't know, bonding or just getting embedded into the culture, etc. It's something really cool, and my friend actually got to experience that for the first time, and he was super excited. And yeah, it was something really cool that he got to experience for the first time and was just super excited about. And as I was exchanging bracelets with this girl, she she said, you have an angel with you, or yeah, something along those lines. You have an angel with you. And I'm like, I didn't think anything of it, right? She's feeling grateful. She's feeling, I don't know. She's was feeling a type of way. I felt really good about it anyways. I'm not discrediting it. I'm not judging or anything like that. I was just like, hell yeah, dude. I thank you so much. That's something cool to hear. And anyway, she said, you have an angel with you. And then they went their way. And uh, later, actually yesterday, I go to my brother's house, and I see that his girlfriend has a necklace sitting at the couch, and he has the numbers 444. It only has three fours, which, you know, it was still cool, but it only has three fours. What I was thinking is like four fours, right? But anyways, I see her chain, and her chain is 444, and I'm like, what the fuck? I start telling her this story about how I saw fours, and then the thing that happened, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, the 444 is their angel numbers." And this was like days, like a week after, right? That I'm hearing this, and I'm like, angel numbers. I'm like, yeah, they're angel numbers. The 444s are, I guess, a symbol of. Yeah, I really don't know much about it. It'd be cool to kind of see what that's about, actually investigate. But yeah, she said that they're, I guess, angelic numbers to keep you safe, or something along those lines. And I didn't even know about it, but it was just weird because I was like, I saw 444 at in Vegas at the airport, or I guess in my way there. And I also am told that there's this angel with you, and now a week later you're telling me this connection, I guess. And it just took me by surprise. It might just be whatever, right? But I don't know. It was interesting. It was an interesting story that connected recently, and I wanted to share it because I was like, yeah, 444 angelic numbers. I don't know much about that shit, but whatever it is, hopefully it is positive. And yeah, that's another thing, man. But you go to these festivals, a lot of people are under the impression that something fucked up is gonna happen, something mean, something evil. And honestly, it's just people wanting to have fun and, do drugs, because the drugs do enhance everything. But it's also a lot of dancing, a lot of singing, a lot of concert mentality in that sense. So it's not necessarily bad. Everybody's very respectful for the most part, I would say. It does get packed. It gets really packed. So if you're somebody that likes to venture, um, make sure that you have some sort of harness so that you can grab onto your friends as well. Like, because at big events like that, it's very, very fucking easy to lose somebody. I lost my friend Victor for an hour. I couldn't find him until later because he literally, we were walking towards the totem to look at a map, and he lost sight of me, and I kept telling him, grab my harness, grab my harness. He stop paying attention for 1 second because I don't know, he I'm short, so there was probably a lot of people. It was easy to lose me, so he lost track of me and I was gone. And yeah, I lost them for a solid like hour, I would say. And then we met up somewhere. But yeah, be ready, shit like that's gonna happen, so always grab onto it. And um there's ways to go into the depths, if you will, of the crowds. You gotta find the spots, but it's very important to grab onto somebody. And honestly, I'm that type of person that likes to have space so that I can breathe and I can dance. So I always try to find the places where like there's bubbles, right? There's like these bubbles that you can go into the crowds, and it'll be safe, or you'll have room to breathe and shit. So DJs, man, let me talk a little bit about the music, the DJs. Lot of different DJs that I got to see this year. It's very crazy because there's so many DJs that you don't get to watch or see or hear everybody. It's just insane. Every venue has a different DJ playing, and you have to plan your shit out very very well, and you have to also understand that there's probably going to be DJs that you're not going to get to see because of logistics, because of uh, attendance, because of the things that could happen, things that can get in the way. And for instance, to put an example, the last day, which is Sunday, we got to watch Fisher, which was around 3 in the morning, and then at 4 in the morning, Timmy Trumpet was gonna play, and we didn't get to see Timmy Trumpet because we had to get back to the hotel so that we could get ready so that we can board plane on that following Monday. So it's just what it is. But yeah, I didn't get to see TS though this year. I got to see Dior because I think they played at the same time or something like that. But yeah, you just got to realize that you're not going to be able to see everybody. And uh, a cool thing to do is, if you have one that you kind of want to explore but you're not really sure about, but you have another one that you like, but you're willing to kind of like give this other DJ a try. A cool thing to do is like watch their opening and then go to the one that you like, the closure part of that. So that's kind of cool, kind of splitting it. You gotta be fair. We were trying to be fair to each other, my friend and I, because everybody has different DJs that they want to see. But I guess we made it work. We aligned it so that we had a blast. And um, we got to see some of the best DJs that are out there. But we also missed a lot, sadly. But there's always next year. There's always a following year. I might do it 2026, maybe 2025. I won't do it. It's a lot, unless a group of people decides to want to go. It's cool when it's a group of people. By yourself, it would be simpler as well. A lot of people go by themselves, which is fair because you can always make friends over there. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is big groups going, preparing, just getting crazy out there for a couple days on a weekend. You'll love it. You'll love it. It's definitely something to try at least once in a lifetime. And if once is enough, that I understand. There's a lot of people you do end up, especially a person like me. Like I usually end up not emotionally drained, yes, but more like people drained. I don't know, like I get overly stimulated by people, and I can only take them in dosage, certain dosages, right? So I try to be by myself a couple days, and kind of like recenter myself. And when I came back, I was super fucking tired. And uh yeah, the last day, you're tired, man. Around 3 in the morning, you're fucking dead. Like I couldn't enjoy Fisher as much because of that. You're ready, but that happens in Vegas in general. I would say that Vegas gives you that it just drains you. It's a very draining city. It's a very draining city. It is. I wouldn't like to live there, honestly. I like Denver. I really do. One of the best DJs I saw was I was excited to see was Armin van Buren. Like Armin van Buuren. Shout out to him, man. He's just a legend in the EDM industry. Amazing electric deep trance type of DJ, and he's just amazing. I saw him once here in Colorado at an event that they do in New Year's called Decadence, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and I've been wanting to see him. He always plays at Ultra Miami, and I hadn't been able to go, and that's one that I would like to go to, actually, a festival. But he was like a guest that was added to the lineup this year, and he did amazing. I mean, he was to me one of the best ones. I'm biased, but he's just, you could tell that he's just next level. There's just some DJs that just bring down the house and make you feel like you're not even in the US. I don't know, like the vibes, the energy, the culture that they bring, the music is just it's out of this it's out of this world. It's really cool. Dioro proved that. Dioro, I want to give him such a shout out because he's a Latino Mexicano that is putting Mexico and the DJing industry behind him, is on the map. Producing industry, he says it himself. He said it himself the best. It's not, he doesn't get invited to EDC or to festivals because he's a DJ. He can do DJ stuff easily. He's a producer as well, and the energy and the way he delivers the music and the vibes he gives off, and also the way he's able to incorporate his culture, our culture, within it is just amazing. And he deserves uh, a star in Hollywood, honestly, because he has put the the industry, the Latin community on the map so well, and I'm sure he's opening doors to other uh, Latin DJs, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Mexico is represented that way, and he did delivered amazing. He did amazing. He did amazing, and as somebody, somebody that I was kind of talking about was Martin Garrix. Martin Garrix played a lot of his old songs and were good, but I think poor guy. I feel like he's tired of his own music. I For some reason I feel like there's something missing with Martin Garrix. I His set was delivered, but I wasn't. It feels like there's something missing. I don't know how to explain it. There's just something that's not full about his music, and he brought it. He brought the a lot of hard techno is what was played, um, acid type techno, really fast. People were super into it. These last EDC, and it's amazing because it's fucking fun to dance. And but he brought sort of beats like that, and they were just not landing. It was just kind of a little formulaic. I don't know. There's a style, there's a way to do it, and it felt a little bit empty for me. But to compare it, and I don't like to compare. To put an example, it's like the Oro played 5 hours, right? 5 hours is a very famous song he did with Chris Brown, very famous song. So he plays 5 hours, and then he gives you the build up of the song. And if you've heard the song, like, you already know what the drop could be, right? And even different types of drops that are out there. And he played the song, and he did a different just a different drop. Like, he actually did it. I think he did like a dubsteppy type of, you got to be into this type of music to understand what I'm trying to say, but dubstep type of mix, and it landed. It was super good. It was super good and unexpected, and different and fresh. And then you have somebody, like Martin Garrix plays Animals, and then you get the build up, and okay, it's one of your songs, one of the old schools. How are you gonna not make it feel like we've heard it before? Like, how can you improve this song? right? And he the drop was pretty basic in my opinion, like basic in the sense of like, yeah, I it didn't bring that energy. And but who am I to judge, right? Who am I to judge? I'm sorry, I respect both of them. Who am I to judge? I'm not trying to come off like that. I'm just saying, like, it's the type of energy that I felt, when it comes to Martin Garrix. I'm sorry, but there's something that is missing with type of music that I'm seeing other DJs accomplish, right? And then you get to the girls brought it on this year, babe. Dude, the girl DJs just brought the fucking house down, bro. They fucking brought it. Sarah Landry was there, and fuck, dude, it was my first time seeing her. She fucking brought it, and there was a couple, more than a couple. There was a few DJs that were women. I can't remember their names, but I did get to see them, and super unique, and it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing, bro. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna start wrapping things up. I just wanted to come here and talk to you guys a little bit. Hopefully, you guys stayed and liked it, dude. If you guys are gonna go out and travel and plan a trip or a festival, plan things. Plan things. It does take the stress away a lot of the times. It makes shit so much simpler, and I've learned that, the hard way. And but it was an amazing experience because we were prepared, right? And now that we got to see exactly how everything works at the EDC venue, it is much simpler to figure out and what to expect, and you can always help people keep that plur culture going if you guys are going into the raving community, if you will. Yeah, practice peace, love, unity, and respect. And it's also great to practice it outside of it. It just kind of a habit. But it is beautiful to see people helping each other out, and no fights, no fights. It's hundreds of thousands of people, and I didn't see a goddamn fight. Thank God. And people think that raves are crazy, and there's a lot of people do like to mosh pits, but remember, if you're mosh pitting, if you're doing that shit, if somebody falls, you gotta pick him up. Don't fucking go ape shit and stump him, and have somebody end up like the Lion King, right? The dad. I was very thrilled. On my way back, they wanted us to not board the plane. What is up with airplane companies right now, bro? Y'all are slacking. Your airplanes are fucked up. Your systems are fucked up. You're charging people. What the fuck is going on with the airplane industry? Y'all better watch out, man. You're gonna be put on trial soon if you guys keep fucking shut up like that. They were offering uh like $300 bonus if you were to miss that flight in the morning, Monday morning, and wait until the next day to fly, because apparently they had a airplane and it was not working. And I'm not gonna say the name of the airplane company, because why the fuck? I was one of the first ones that got there, so I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm getting on that plane. I was literally there. I missed Timmy Trumpet because of being a responsible guy. Like, I'm fucking getting that on that plane, right? That was my energy. And I was so tired. I was just ready to pass out. And I'm just waiting there, waiting, and then more people show up, and now they don't have enough room for us. And luckily I had a carry-on bag, and they said everybody that has a carry-on or will be as has an assigned section, you guys are boarding the plane first. So they gave us advantage, and I got to board the plane. But I don't know. They said that it was they were having a technical difficulty with the airplane, and then they didn't have enough room for that airplane, so people were having to stay back. But then they found a plane that could fit everybody. So I don't fucking know. It was a mess. We got into this airplane. I got a nice window seat, and then I fucking passed the fuck out. And I woke up to turbulence. Actually, I woke up to turbulence, and when we were landing, the wind just picked up, and it was scary as fuck. But I was so tired. This is how crazy. I was so tired that I did not care. I'm like, if this plane falls, at least I'm going to bed. Like that's how fucking tired I was. We were able to land safely, thank God, and we came back, and as soon as I laid my head on the couch, I just passed out. Passed out. Didn't wake up until the next morning, dude. Thank God I had work off, and yeah, it takes a while, man. I slept the whole day on Tuesday as well, here and there. It takes a lot. I'm 31 now. It You have to plan shit out. You have to wear comfy shoes. You have to wear comfy clothes. It's part of the raving outfits, right? It's everything. So you got to take care of your body. Hydrate. You know, we bought so many electrolytes and just chug those bitches down. Make sure you're hydrated. Peed so much. I saw the most disgusting restroom, dude. Oh my god, people are just disgusting, bro. People are fucking disgusting. I swear to God, this toilet was so fucking filled with shit, dude. To the brim, bro. To the brim. It was nasty as fuck. I'm gonna leave you guys with a song for the week, right? In this section called "What's Your Bob?" By the way, I've been saving up because I've been wanting to buy a DJ deck, so I will be getting into DJing a while. It's something that I always wanted. It's besides the point, but anyways, something that I'm exploring as well. But what's the bop for the week? I'm actually gonna leave you guys with a song from Dum Dollar, the good old Dum Dollar. He's a very famous DJ. He's everywhere. He's a little bit of house. He's a little bit of techno. He's everywhere. And he debuted a song. I saw it on TikTok, but then he debuted the song at EDC. Girls. So go listen to Girls from Dom Dollar. I think that's the name of it. And I'll put it right here. Go listen to it. Great fucking bop. If you guys haven't heard it, if you guys are working out, just getting your pump on. Girls don't need nobody. Girls don't need nobody. They don't need nobody. Go listen to Dom Dollar, Girls, and what else? Oh, something cool that happened before I let you guys go. Zed, the DJ Zed, if you guys like Zed, he announced that he's dropping a new album, which is something that he hasn't done in a while. So it's a kind of a big deal. He announced that at EDC with this cool as drone shows. The drone shows were insane at EDC. The fireworks, even Dom Dollar actually. Dom Dollar, there's a video that he's like, "What the fuck, mate? What the fuck is that?" Like, there's a lot of fireworks that happen, lots, and it was beautiful. And Zed had this show that he did with drones, and he announced his new album through the drones or whatever, and it was next level, man. It's why they pay the big bucks. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys like this solo episode. I just try to catch up with you guys, say what's up, and hopefully you guys are doing good. We'll be back soon. We'll be back with more Mofongo Wars. We'll be back with more Yolking Around in Ecstasy. We're ready to get back to it. Hopefully you guys had a good Memorial Day with your families. Make sure you spend it with your loved ones or rest, much needed rest. And nothing, beautiful family. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. Give us a like, subscribe if you haven't. Give us a follow on TikTok, wherever you see this video. Support us. Thank you so much. Love y'all. And plur it the fuck out.